What's up, YouTube? Coming at you guys on a Monday morning. It's pretty late. It's about 12:30 or so. Been trying to get a video out on this new mod I have. I have two of them now, and it's a very simple mod. Here I have the Dark Horse with the copper ring with a nice copper tube. That is the simple mod. It's got a really nice brass button. It's a high polished brass button. Did not expect that when I received it. This one came in yesterday, Saturday, December 20th. A little bit of a Christmas gift to me. And this stainless steel one came in. Sorry, got a little juice running down it. I've got the Plumeveil clone that I picked up from where'd that come from? Focal E6. The Plumeveil came from Focal E6, and so did the Copper Simple. Two different orders, two different times. Anyways, and this is the stainless steel simple mod. It has a nice stainless steel brush finish. This one has a has a brushed copper finish, and it's also a clone as well. This simple mod came from Mod Creations in California. Started ordering my mech mods and my RDAs and other vaping accessories from U.S. suppliers. Yeah, you do pay a little bit more, but two upsides. For one, you're keeping vaping in America, and also you aren't waiting nearly as long. This RDA, I think I waited about a month and a half. This mod, I waited probably about 2 months for. And a lot of times if you get stuff from China, you may have to go to your post office to sign for it. But anyways, both the mods work the same way, and they are just incredible pieces. I'll show you how it vapes with the Plumeveil. I've got 22 gauge for 5 wraps. It ohms at 0.19. It's a pretty low build. For some reason, I've just been doing really low builds, and it fires very quickly. As much vapor as you would expect out of a low build like that. It's really nice. It hits hard, and that's one of the things I really like about this mod is the simplicity of it. It's probably not the most simple one to make, but I would have to say it's probably the most simple, user-friendly one to have. We'll go ahead. We'll just do the stainless steel one. The threads on the copper one on the button half is I was looking at it. They have a little bit of it looks like the brass that they used may have had a pocket in it or something, so it's got kind of a dead spot. So it's a little bit harder to deal with those. But you can use anything to relieve this button. The original is made by Epic Design Studios, excuse me. Simple SMPL, made in USA, although these are not. Oh well, I'm sorry. Oh, excuse me. And the little slot there, that's on both of them, that is for a coin. You can use a quarter. It fits in there very nicely. You can use a nickel, a dime, a penny, or a car key. Pocket knives don't work too well. I've tried. But we'll go ahead and we'll take a look at the tube. The tube is a one piece, the top cap and the cylinder. The tube is all one piece. There's no threads. There's nothing to come apart here, which is awesome. give you a little look on the inside of there. There's no Delrin, there's no bells and whistles with this thing. You got really nice coarse threads on the mod. All of my devices screw into here very well. Very smooth as well. Would have liked to have seen a Delrin right up in there around the 510 on the inside here. But the best bet is that they take a solid tube and they mill it out, and then they take and they open up the hole for that, and they add the threads, and then they add the threads in here. So it's a very easy design. There's no other battery options other than an 18650, and so what do you do? I'll do that in a second. So, taking a closer look at the switch here, you have 6 vent holes on the base, which follow through to the inside of the switch, same way on both switches. And then you have this black thing here is a snap ring, and that holds the whole switch together. And there's a spring inside of here. And how it operates is, so your switch is up inside the mod, and your battery just sits up on top of that, and when you hit the switch it makes contact. Okay, so it just sits right here up on this lip right there, and then the switch just comes up and fires. Okay, because it's always, the positive is always in contact with your Addy, which makes for virtually no voltage drop. I mean, it's awesome. So anyways, sorry, getting a little ahead of myself. Okay, so what you want to do to set this up, go ahead and pick your RDA, RTA, RBA of choice, screw it down, or an Atlantis or a sub-tank. And then, so you get it down nice and tight and flush, and it looks awesome with the stainless steel. Go ahead, slide your tube down. Go ahead and slide your battery in, excuse me. And then go ahead and install your switch here. And what I do is I just hold it and turn the mod with, I hold my finger on the switch and turn the mod. And then all you have to do is take your coin and there we go, put it in the slot, and then just give it a nice little, just a little snug. You don't want to over tighten this, because I haven't over tightened it, but I can only imagine if you do, you are going to probably have to fiddle and fool with it, and it's going to be you're going to have a hard time getting the switch out to change your battery. It's a really nice flavor. I used 2 different flavors I'd picked up from J Vapes. And added some vegetable glycerin to it. It was Batters Up, which is kind of like a cake batter flavor, and then you have a and then I added a strawberry to it, so it's kind of like a strawberry cake. Same thing. And another kind of something to be mindful of, if you have an Addy or a device that has a really long 510, you're going to have a hard time if the button protrudes, because you don't want the button sticking out any whatsoever. But anyways, so I'll let you guys take a closer look at the copper one. It's got a really nice brass finish on it. It's got a little juice on it. Real nice brass copper finish. It is solid copper, I believe. It's a little bit heavier than the stainless steel, which is kind of surprising to me. And I don't see any real big blemishes in this one. It's just as good a clone as the stainless steel one that I picked up from Mod Creations. I would have to say I've been impressed with the clones that I have been getting from Focal e-cigs. This one was from Focal e-cigs, and so is the Plume Veil here. The Plume Veil, if I want, I have a copper one that I picked up from Fast Tech, and I don't use it at all. And it had the gold-plated deck and everything. But here's a closer look at the switch. Very nice, very clean, very shiny. The stainless steel one has a copper switch with a brush finish. The button, okay, the button on this one is a high polished brass with the reason I can tell it's brass is because of how gold it is, and then the rest of the switch is actually copper, and you can see a little bit of a color differentiation here on the button from the rest of the threading and everything. So that kind of does lead me to believe that this is usually the whole switch assembly from button to connection is all one piece. And the snap ring on this one just isn't quite as hefty as the other. I'd have to say the buttons maybe a little bit stiffer too. You have a spring inside of there. The airflow holes line up a little bit better. I mean the vent holes, and I'm not real sure why they have that there. Maybe maybe it's something to do with when you're pulling it apart. I'm not really going to pull the switch apart on camera. That's just madness. Once again, you want to screw your atomizer on there. You can also put your battery and your button in, but not screw it down. And then just take, and it does do a little bit better where you have a little bit more skin to snug it down. And then just take and a little snuggy bug. I'm gonna vape it a little bit on the Dark Horse here. And this is some Star Jelly I picked up from Waxy Vapes. Really good juice. I like it. My wife's been vaping it in her Aero Tank, and you can't. It's really good. They use organic flavor, or excuse me, they use kosher flavors and organic nicotine and kosher everything else. Got a little choked up on that one. That's what we call the vaping walrus. Because you purr like a walrus when you... To be honest, they both perform damn near the same. If I were to say one does perform a little bit better than the other, I would have to say the copper one. I think that it's just a little bit more conductive than the stainless steel. I'd like to start seeing maybe some silver mods or gold mods. That would be really neat. But that's the simple mod. It really shouldn't be a video longer than 5 minutes. It's a really good mod. It has replaced my 4.9, my copper 4.9 that I've had for months now. I really enjoy the 4.9, but it's a little too complex because you've got tubes, you've got the top cap, you've got a lot of threads, and you've got the magnets that you constantly have to change out. When you change your battery, you have to swap the magnet over, and you got to make sure you got the polarity right for it to work with the switch. So there's a couple little things with the 4.9, and I know the version 2 kind of has a little bit better design than the first version, but really, in all realistics, the original 4.9 for its time was ahead. I think it started the hybrid 510, the hybrid top cap, because you've got mods like the Tugboat coming out, you've got mods like the Praxis, you got the Simple mod, you've got the Rig, I believe. I mean, it goes on and on and on and on. The mods are coming out so fast that you can't even keep up. Vape easy, guys.